Mr. Greco?
Yes.
Mr. Lanto would like to, he's not going with any House counsel. He is wishing to represent himself. So today's the date and time set for the arraignment and pretrial. He is in prosecutor room 1.
Okay. All right, very good. I'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Don't think I made any headway with Mr. Greco.
Mr. People versus Lanto.
Your Honor, David Greco here on behalf of the City of Taylor.
And Mr. Lanto, your name for the record, please.
Well, I'm here in a conference room. Can I just come into the court?
If you'd like to, yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do this.
I'm bringing the recording up here.
Hello.
Morning. Good morning.
Morning. First, I'd like to recall the case of City of Taylor versus Joshua Lanto, case number 2022-22-2024-OM-OM. That case was dismissed without prejudice, which is against my wishes, and which is why I chose to speak for myself in the court of law today. Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just
Appreciate that.
on the technical.
This guy decides he doesn't need a lawyer. And listen, you can represent yourself. But it's usually a recipe for disaster. The judge is already bracing himself because he knows exactly what's coming.
You represent yourself today.
I am choosing to speak for myself.
Well, let's just represent, speak.
I mean, in legally.
Tomato,
represent.
tomato.
Yeah, no, you can't represent.
No, just at any point, if you do wish to have a court-appointed attorney, please let the court know so that I can effectuate that right in your wishes with regard to it.
I appreciate that.
Now, with regard to the alleged charges in this matter, it is alleged that with regard to the arraignment, do you wish me to read the complaint, or would you like to waive the formal reading?
If you'd like to read it into the record, I'd appreciate that.
Sure. Okay. All right. It is alleged. It is alleged that on November 17th of 2022, that you, in count 1, that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known as interfering with the police authority. That's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. In count 2, it is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, interfering with the police authority. Again, that's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fine. In count 3, it is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known as interfering with police authority. And again, that's a misdemeanor punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. As to those charges, how do you plead?
Well, I'm not prepared to make a plea at this time.
And I'll recognize you as standing mute, and I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Well, if I could just object to that for just a moment. Because you did say, which is why I was trying to recall the matter of City versus Taylor versus Joshua Lanto in the previous case, because you said in that arraignment that I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously that case
Did you get a copy of the complaint? Are you talking about in this matter?
No, I haven't seen anything. As a matter of fact, I've requested discovery.
Quickly, this gets messy. Instead of deal with the charges, he's dragging in an old dismissed case like he's trying to relitigate history. Judges hate this. They want you to stay on this case, not have 5 other things in your head.
Your constitutional rights.
And one of those constitutional rights that you explained to me is that I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges. And my point
That's correct, and that's why I just told you that you were, in count 1 is alleged that you violated City Ordinance 32-31, commonly known with interfering with police authority. If you'd like me to read the expanded complaint, I can read the expanded complaint to you.
Well, may I just speak without being interrupted for a minute?
First off, I'm not interrupting you. Second, I'm just making sure that things are procedurally done correct. Third, I'm going to advise you that anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have a right to remain silent.
I understand.
So if you choose to say anything,
Well, the reason I'm asking questions about the cause and the nature of the charges is because on the last case that got dismissed, it was clear
you
that
gotta stop referencing the last case, because that's a separate case. Whatever happened with
we
that
have the
case,
same thing going on in this case. We have a similar situation in this case, whereas I don't know if the prosecutor understands the cause and the nature of the charges because he had to dismiss the last case.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So how
I'm
is-
about to
so-
then let me read the complaint to you.
Okay.
Let me make sure you get a copy of the complaint.
And I saw your YouTube channel on I saw your video on YouTube. where
First
you
off, it's not
explained-
my YouTube channel. It's
Well,
something that's forced upon me that I'm required to do because there's a court order signed by my chief judge. I prefer to do all my cases in person, but I'm required to broadcast them live because
Well, I certainly appreciate any government entity willing to use transparency to put the truth on the table is 100% on the favor for it because
I don't have anything to hide. I don't do anything wrong. I don't have any.
You did explain
nefarious
factual
features.
evidence of jurisdiction, though, and you did explain it for about the better part of a half hour to a guy. Last time I was on
Because
Zoom, I was
what?
told I was crazy for talking like that.
You didn't understand me, so.
Right, but I was told I was talking crazy for asking for it.
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay, that's
You
what's
can
important.
always challenge jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is something you can even challenge for the first time on appeal. One of the only things you can challenge for the first time on appeal.
Well, luckily
So-
we have about 160 people watching this right now that have heard that for the first time that probably don't understand.
Is wild. He starts challenging jurisdiction, which is a favorite move of sovereign citizen types. Then he points out the court is being streamed on YouTube. And the judge, he claps back hard, talking about people who watch Law and Order and suddenly think they're lawyers. That line about Google lawyers had me laughing. But you can also feel his frustration boiling.
All right, so it is alleged that on November the 17th, 2022, that you violated City Ordinance, Chapter 32, Article 2, Section 32-31, interfering with police authority, which states, it shall be unlawful for any person within the city to resist any police officer, any member of the police department, or any person duly empowered with police authority while in the discharge or apparent discharge of their police authority duty, or in any way to interfere with or hinder the police officer or member of the police department in the discharge of the police authority duty.
And
It is
just a
alleged.
quick objection, just a point of clarification.
There's no objection to that because that's just that is the ordinance.
Okay,
Literally
if you're
read the
just reading it
ordinance
into the record, I
I
understand.
don't read the ordinance. That's
Yeah, I just want to know what in any way means in this charge. What does
Again-
in any way mean?
Again, I can't answer that question because for me to answer that question would be me giving you legal advice. If you want to file a motion, you can more than welcome to file a
Yeah,
motion.
because in any way
And I can
seems
make a
awfully
rule.
vague and it seems obtuse and it seems like it's just
These are all
impossible to.
great things that somebody might want to argue in a motion.
Yeah, it
Not
seems
just-
impossible to determine what in any
So,
way.
but if you could, please don't interrupt me until I get down to the bottom here, because I want to let you know exactly what the allegations are against you from a factual basis. These are the reasons that the warrant was signed, because I found that there was probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause that you were the one who committed the crime, hence why the warrant was placed into existence in the first place. It is alleged that on the above listed date, which was the 11/17 of 22, at approximately 2:50 p.m., you, the defendant, Mr. Lanto, engaged in a repeated course of conduct to interfere with Officer Andrew Borg's discharge of his authorized duties, which include traffic enforcement on South Telegraph Road near Ecorse Road in the city of Taylor. You, Mr. Lanto, allegedly had unlawful actions, including following Officer Borg on multiple traffic stops, approaching the traffic stops in close proximity to Officer Borg and his vehicle and the drivers, yelling obscenities and insults at Officer Borg, and video recording Officer Borg while inside of his patrol vehicle while he was accessing protected lien information concerning the drivers that were pulled over. It's also alleged, Mr. Lanto, you were ultimately arrested after Officer David Jones witnessed you walking within close proximity to Officer Borg's vehicle during a traffic stop and attempting to video record Officer Borg while he was inside his patrol vehicle accessing lien information about the driver. In count one, more specifically, in count one, the violation of section 32-31, interfering with the police authority, you, Mr. Lanto, the defendant, allegedly approached the traffic stop at approximately 3:04 p.m. and interfered with Officer Borg by being in close proximity to Officer Borg, his patrol vehicle, and the pulled over driver in the center median of Telegraph Road, and yelling and hurling insults and obscenities while Officer Borg was discharging his police authority duty. In count 2, violation of section 32-31, interfering with...
Here's where the judge lays out the actual accusations. And honestly, it's pretty serious. Following cops around during traffic stops, yelling insults, and filming while they're pulling driver information. That behavior is not a harmless protest. It can quickly escalate into something dangerous. You can hear how carefully the judge explains the charges, trying to make it crystal clear what this case is about.
Clarification before I make an informed.
This isn't a matter of clarifications. This is you either pleading guilty, not guilty, or standing mute.
Well, I was told I have the right to be informed of the cause and the nature of the charge. You just read this into the record, and all it did was confuse.
I did.
So, because we have right in here that Officer Borg, or I was told
Listen,
that
I'm
was
not-
in close proximity of Officer Borg.
I'm not
What
going to
is-
get
what
into
is
the
close
particulars.
proximity?
Listen, I'm not going to get into the particulars. This isn't the trial. This is, nobody's sworn in under oath. There's a subject to cross-examination by both sides. That's what trials are for.
Okay,
That's what trials are for.
before I make
This
an
is
informed.
just these things. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to either choose. If you're not responsive, then I'll just enter a plea of not guilty so that your not guilty status is preserved and your constitutional rights preserved there as well.
Well,
So how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
I object for clarification.
Sure. Guilty or not guilty?
Well, I object to that because I can't make an informed plea today.
All right, then I'm going
Unless I have- unless I have-
to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. So you're still not guilty on your behalf, and they have the
Well,
right
and
to.
then,
And here's the showdown. The judge asks the simplest question, guilty or not guilty? And instead of just answering, he goes in circles. This is why judges lose patience. At some point, the system needs a straight answer. And if you won't give it, the court gives it for you.
Present yourself. You have a God-given constitutional right.
because Houston Versil says that a
So,
police interference is
listen,
physical.
I'm not going to get into a civil procedure class here.
All
I
right.
have other cases to do. You've been advised in the premises of what the charges are against you. I'm finding you're unresponsive as to guilty or not guilty, so I am going to put in a plea of not guilty.
And I have to object to that on the record.
Sure, it's on the
Okay.
record.
Thank you.
And now, if you don't want to speak with Mr. Greco at this time, then you're more than welcome to leave, and you'll be given a notice as to moving forward. I can set this up for a settlement conference, or we can just set it directly for a trial.
Okay, and then the next time we're here, we'll be able to recall the old matter, so I can get
I can't
reimbursed.
answer that question because that may be me giving you legal advice. When
Okay.
I'm wearing
I
this
think Mr.
robe,
Greco should
when
be
I'm
on the
wearing
hook
this
for-
robe,
Yeah.
it's like being a referee. I can throw a flag, blow a whistle, but I can't coach either team.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how to proceed or what manner you should proceed.
Well, you spent about a half hour explaining it to somebody else.
No, I explained to them.
Well, it was a formal motion.
I wasn't giving them legal advice. I was
Yeah.
merely explaining what jurisdiction means. They had already said in their motion, they had filed a motion
Right.
stating each
I
individual
watched
reason.
it. Yeah, I watched it. I pay attention.
Sure.
I'm actually here to look for areas we can find agreement.
But then that's someone you need to talk to Mr. Greco about.
Well, I don't think he's willing to find agreement.
You're not going to find, with
So he's
me,
going to have to litigate.
with me, agreement comes from because the two parties approached me with an agreeable situation that they want to put on the record, in the form of a plea or a dismissal, or I can do a trial and I let the facts that are all under oath speak for themselves.
Well, and when I saw the mob boss judge, he actually had a different case, and he was actually a lot more fair than I originally gave him credit for. So the mob boss judge, I'm glad he's not here, but he's the one that he's the one that told me I would be assigned an armed.
Well, first off, I don't find I find it disrespectful to refer to somebody as a mob boss. That's because that literally is,
That's how it felt to me.
well, what I'm saying is you just libeled somebody
Well, that's how it felt to me.
because now you put it.
And then this calling another judge a mob boss. That's the moment everything goes off the rails. You can feel the judge snap like, nope, not having it.